What is up, Earthlings? Zube here. I'm about to head out of town in a little bit, but I wanted to put out a video about the full moon that will be tonight at 8:37 Mountain Time. I wrote down some key phrases for this full moon. So full moons are generally when things manifest, right? So if you go by the full moon cycle, it's when things start coming to fruition and you're supposed to let go of what isn't working. That's like the general symbolic representation, like in ritual of the full moon, because it's full. So it's like things came to fruition or they didn't. And so if they did, you celebrate it, and whatever didn't work out, you let it go. And I'm going to show you this after, and I don't usually share the chart because I know it can confuse some people, but the image of it, I think I can explain, so it'll make a little bit of sense. I've been feeling this one kind of come up. It feels more, some full moons are more intense than others, and this one feels confrontive is the first word that I thought of when I looked at it. So when I was kind of meditating on the chart and the full moon aspects, things that were coming up were like I can't I wrote them down. I never get to, I always have to, I can't, but also with they, okay, whoever they is, they always, they never, or it's a lot of blame. There feels like the potential for a lot of blame in this full moon. So the full moon is at the first degree of Aquarius. The moon is in Aquarius and the sun is in Leo. This is significant because one thing that it's going to do is it's going to shift it's the last full moon that in the zodiacal calendar we've been having, where like there's a full moon in Aquarius and then the new moon comes after. That's confusing to understand if you're not into astrology. So you're just going to have to trust me. There's going to be a shift after this where it'll then be a new moon and then a full moon process. So we're kind of tying things up, right? It's also the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn happened at 0 degrees of Aquarius. So it's right there kind of stirring up that energy from December. Laundry's done. Oh, that's symbolic. December 21st. If some of you, there were a bunch of memes about it and stuff like that, but Jupiter and Saturn met up at 0 degrees, and this full moon is at 1 degree. So it's right in that same area. So it could be things that maybe we've been trying to bring about since that time, but it could have been frustrating. Okay. So let me share the chart with you. Hang on, I'm going to pause this. Alrighty, that was no time for you. So here is the chart. We've got the Earth is in the middle. And then over here, we have the sun in Leo. And then over here, I'm going to make an arrow. We have the moon. That's the symbol for the moon. The moon is actually full right now, but we have the moon at 1 degree of Aquarius. So that's the definition of a full moon, because the sun is shining on it and they're directly opposite of one another. Okay. The moon represents our emotions, our reactions to the world, our inner life, and the sun represents kind of our heart and our outward projection into life. The moon is in between Saturn and Pluto. Okay. Pluto represents our subconscious thoughts. So, our self-talk, the things that we believe and we may not even know that we believe them, right? So it's kind of the like, well, I can, or the doubt, or the insecurities, or the fears. And Pluto makes us look at those. And then Saturn is authority, structure, rules, playing the game. And this full moon is actually ruled by Saturn. I go by the traditional planets. Modern astrologers would say that it's ruled by Uranus, which is over here, squaring Saturn. They're in a square, although it's, not within 3 degrees right now. But regardless, Uranus does play a part. And Uranus is actually about independence and freedom and leveling up, new ideas, surprises. So with the moon right here in the middle, I'm thinking of it like this. The sun is the heart, and it's like, this is what makes me feel good. Not insignificant also, as we have Venus and Mars over here. Okay, they just met up in Leo. All right. And the sun is in Leo. So we have, some Leo energy. Leo is proud, it's adventurous, courageous, it's the healthy ego. So the moon is in between Pluto and Saturn. And it kind of feels like this, like imagine you're standing and you really want to do something. You really want to move in a direction. I'm going to stop sharing now. But there are like 2 groups on either side, and they're far enough apart that you can totally go through them. But if you go through them, they might be like booing and hissing at you, right? They might not approve of what you're doing, but it's what you really want to do. And so, and where you're headed is where your heart feels like it should go, but it's like the great unknown, or it's unpromised. And that's scary, So the thing about this full moon is that it does feel like there's the promise. There actually is the promise of like, it can turn out really good, but you have to be brave and confront some of your deepest fears, and you also, it's a solo journey. Oh, I'm going to pause it again because I just thought of a Grateful Dead song. Hang on one second. All right. Yeah, I have chills all over. So it's Ripple by the Grateful Dead. And the lyrics are, there is a road, no simple highway between the dawn and the dark of night. And if you go, no one may follow. The path is for your steps alone. And the next one is, you who choose to lead must follow. But if you fall alone. If you should stand, then who's to guide you? If I knew the way, I would take you home. So it's like, if you fall alone. Like you have to be brave and take that step. So it reminds me of a personal story. When I was working as a caregiver, I was just not happy at that job. And I won't even go into reasons for it because it doesn't matter. I'm sure, it was fine for other people. It just wasn't working for me. But I was trying to start up doing astrology and tarot while I was there, and I didn't have time. But I was like, well, if I can get this going on the side, then maybe I can leave, shift, right? Easily, with the promise that I would know where I was going and that it would be okay. And it just got to a point where I couldn't do it anymore. And so I left, and I had enough money that I would be okay for a little while, and never in my life, and I was 44 maybe at the time, I'd never left a job without having another job lined up, right? And then the crazy thing is then COVID hit, because I thought, well, if I can't find a job I like, I'll just work at a restaurant. And about a month into it, COVID hit. But here's the weird thing that happened is once I left, I got like 3 calls the very next day for readings. And I was kind of like, what the fuck, Larry? You know what I mean? Like, I've been trying to do this, but you have to create space for things, and you also have to trust, and you don't like get what you want so that you can like let go of the other thing. You know what I mean? It's like you have to let go of the other thing to have your hands free to receive what it is that you're looking for. Anyway, so yeah, it's like I feel like this can be kind of a tough full moon. And you know, some people may not go through that goalpost of the self-doubt, but if you do, if you have the courage, this could be really rewarding. I'm gonna pull a card. Keep getting ghost lands. I got this the other day. Clinging to the past, dwelling on the past, fearing the future, not being in the now, carrying too much with you. That's that subconscious. Well, things never work out for me. And again, it's number 17. So that's personal because I always see number 17. Yeah, it's, you know, don't fear the future. Don't dwell on the past. Don't carry your self-doubts with you. Let me get my other deck. I'm going to pull out a spiritual advice card. Yeah, nothing ever works out for me. Everything I try to do doesn't work. It's that kind of like, there's a word for it. Psychological, like in therapy and stuff, when people do that, alcoholics tend to do that, which is my special area of expertise. And not on the psychological end. I mean, you know. Okay. So spiritual advice. Yes. Oh my God, the Knight of Wands. Mm. The wands are spirit, passion, creativity, heart. That's actually a fire sign. That's Leo. This is the knight charging forward like bravely, you know. Wow. I can't think of a more perfect card. Anyway, go get yours. Okay. And you know, love your haters if you've got them. You know, not everybody's going to be happy with what you do. I wrote something in my journal today that I just thought of. Okay, ready. My desk is a mess. Okay. If I pursue and make time for the things I enjoy, others are free to pursue and make time for the things they enjoy. If you make yourself happy, that's nobody else's job, right? And some people might be irritated about it, but you energetically free them up to go make themselves happy. Because if you do something to make somebody else happy, and then you feel like they owe it to you to do something to me, and it just fucking goes back and forth and it bites. All right, I gotta go. I'm going to a concert again tonight. I'll be in Grand Junction, so I may not post tomorrow, but have a great day on Earth. Peace. Namaste.